You talking to me?
Did you have a brain tumor for breakfast?
Then who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like a clown.
I'm Peter Binkman.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Man that doesn't spend time in the stand-up will never be a real man.
Damn! Hot.
I'm kind of a big deal.
First rule of Fight Club is do not talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, baby!
Baby ones.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Frame by Frame. And this is part 2 of our Alien franchise retrospective review. And in this episode we're going to continue to talk about Alien Resurrection, the Alien vs Predator movies, and Prometheus. Oh, but we'll be tagging on the end a little bit about Alien Isolation, that amazing new game that looks so much like the original Alien. It's sends shivers down your spine. Anyway, let's carry on with the review.
But obviously, Ripley doesn't die. She comes back.
No, she dies.
I know she dies, but she comes back. Alien Resurrection.
Alien Resurrection, which came out in 1997.
These were very, very hard to come by. So was our cargo. Whatever you got going on here ain't exactly approved by Congress. It's a military operation. Really?
Who are you? Ripley Ellen, Lieutenant First Class, number 36706.
Ellen Ripley died 200 years ago. You're a thing, a construct they grew in a lab.
What the hell is going on here?
He is breeding an alien species.
Wish you could understand what we're trying to do here.
Now they brought it out of you.
Not all the way out.
You want to tell us what this is?
It's a queen. She'll breed. You'll die.
Ellen Ripley died trying to wipe the species out. I'm not anxious to see her taking up her old hobby.
I can feel it. I can hear it moving.
So he ran into these things before.
Yeah,
What did you do?
I died. We're moving.
It's a standard emergency procedure.
Any serious problem in the ship autopilots back to home base.
What's home base?
Earth.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
As Stephen said, the two words Alien Resurrection just then, he actually wiped his eyes as if he was crying.
Alien Resurrection.
I'm going to read a quote that comes directly from Joss Whedon, who did he write the original script or just a version of the
He
script?
wrote... I think he either came in on a rewrite or the original, so yeah.
Right, okay.
Doesn't matter though.
This is what Joss Whedon said. It wasn't a question of doing everything differently, although they changed the ending. It was mostly a matter of doing everything wrong. They said the lines, mostly, but they said them all wrong. And they cast it wrong, and they designed it wrong, and they scored it wrong. They did everything wrong that they could possibly do. There's actually a fascinating lesson in filmmaking, because everything that they did reflects back to the script or looks like something from the script, and people assume that. If I hated it, then they just changed the script. But it wasn't so much that they changed the script, it's just that they executed in such a ghastly fashion as to render it almost unwatchable.
I went to see this in the cinema. It was the first Alien film I went to see in the cinema. I don't know what I was hoping for. I don't know what I was looking for when I went to go and see it. I actually had no expectations.
You don't, we're going to see an Alien film. That's what you want. You want an Alien film.
But I came out and I didn't see an Alien film.
No.
I saw another director having a go at something that looked like it could have been. So it's the vagueness of it all.
Well, I think first of all, it was the wrong director.
Jean-Pierre Jeunet, director of Amélie and
The City of Lost Children.
The City of Lost Children.
Which visually, The City of Lost Children visually is a beautiful film.
To be fair, Jean-Pierre Jeunet is another visionist director.
Yeah.
He's an extremely good fantasy director in a way. He creates new twists on reality that are almost coming from a very colourful oil painting. He is very, very good at detail.
Yeah.
And he does bring that skill into Alien Resurrection. I mean, if you take all the actors away for a second, if you will, and take all the aliens out of the film, the visuals of the sets themselves are quite spectacular.
Yeah.
Okay. The ideas of where it all belongs is quite clever. It's all very grandiose. It's all very clinical, I'd have to say. It's dirty. It's not gritty. It's very clinical.
That's definitely the departure. It's not that gritty, dirty feeling anymore.
No, I mean the characters that are put into this film, and I think that Joss Whedon is very right there. The casting is casting for a Jean-Pierre Jeunet film. Jean-Pierre Jeunet's characters are always larger than life. They're always caricatures. They're almost cartoon-like in their mannerisms and over-exaggerations. They are not based in a sense of reality, or any sense of reality that the Alien films are actually based upon.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Alien Resurrection, if you mix all the characters up from different films, you have Brad Dourif in that film.
Yeah.
Have him talking to Hicks in Aliens. Have those two characters pulled out of each film and have them having a conversation with each other about the aliens. Doesn't work.
No.
You can't pull these characters. These characters don't belong in the same universe. They don't belong. Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman. I love Ron Perlman, but
he's great, but he's there for the paycheck. He's made films with Jean-Pierre Jeunet before, and that's fine. The guy in the wheelchair, he also has made films with Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
They were both in City of Lost Children, weren't they?
They both were, and he kind of acted as his translator because Jean-Pierre Jeunet does not speak that much. He, at this time, again, doesn't speak a lot of English. So what are 20th Century Fox doing? What is behind their thought process in actually getting that director in to make Resurrection? Are they beyond caring now?
Or is it? I don't know. Is it just he was the cheapest they could find? I don't know.
I don't think he's cheap. I don't think he was.
He won't be as expensive as a big Hollywood director.
Was it?
Don't be able to afford Cameron to do this film.
I guess not. Yeah, I guess he's probably a little bit, and the international money was probably helpful because the whole crew were French as well.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver. She said yes.
She did. Someone.
It was the money, wasn't it?
It must have been the money, because even doing Aliens and Alien 3, she had to get. She didn't really want to do. She had to be convinced to do those films.
Oh, it was all about money.
Yeah,
it was all about the money. Yeah.
Because she'd gone down to saying that she didn't make that much out of Alien and Aliens. That most of it went on, like they said, 70% of the money she made went in like on taxes and things like that. But on Alien 3,
taxis,
taxi fares? Yeah, taxis, because obviously it was being filmed in a different country, but she wanted to live at home, so she had to pay taxis there and back. So it drifted into the millions.
Yeah, she made Alien 3, but it's not as if was she not getting the roles that she wanted from any other movies? Is that why she came to Alien Resurrection? Was it?
She hadn't really had any kind of renaissance at that point, I guess. She wasn't making that many films then, was she? Well, an early draft of the script, Ripley wasn't even in it. It was Newt. There was going to be a clone version of Newt.
Oh, hang on, I haven't heard this.
Yeah.
Did you?
That's what I found, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But Well, that was never mentioned in the Resurrection documentary that came with the definitive edition of the DVD.
It's wrong. They should have mentioned it.
Why didn't they mention it? Wow.
It's just, I've been going around the internet. I know it's not exactly...
The internet, well, yeah, but the internet is full of possibilities. And
yeah, but that's one of the things I read.
Whether it's true or not, I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
Because that would have been... I mean, they wouldn't have gotten Carrie Henn to come...
That would have been interesting.
It would have, but then again, I just think about what are the reasons behind this? Why did they need to resurrect Sigourney Weaver? I mean, surely if these aliens existed and it's about 300 years into the future,
yeah,
would they not have the ability to just go to the planet and find these aliens again? Why did they go to the trouble of like the only way we can actually have the alien DNA is to resurrect this one person who had an alien inside of her?
Or was there some studio executive who just had the sick thought of, I want to see Sigourney Weaver have sex with an alien?
That was now they allege that was actually Sigourney Weaver's, and that was her idea. But
what?
Well, I think that she didn't really care. I mean, she knew that her character had died. So whatever character that came back as the new Ripley was a clone, she could do whatever she wanted with her. And I really think that it was a joke that was in passing, and then they just wrote it in and she just went with it.
Right.
I don't think... I mean, was she serious enough to say, well, I'm not going to do it unless I'm having sex with that alien?
Yeah, and also I want to play a bit of basketball.
Yeah, I mean, there was no need for that.
No.
They didn't need to make her a superhuman. I mean, they're making her a superhuman. Kind of just put it into that whole. Well, they can't hurt her again.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So you're not really invested in her as a character anymore.
Who were we invested in? I mean, who were we? I mean, was Winona Ryder?
No.
She was an android.
She was.
So who were we rooting for here? As far as I'm concerned, Ripley clone.
I'm trying to think who I'm rooting for.
Carry on thinking. Shall we play some... I'll tell you what, we'll play some supermarket music in place of while you're thinking. No, there's actually music playing right now. You don't need to hum it.
Oh, okay.
I'll insert supermarket
That's because
music. Okay.
Music.
Okay. Oh, let's have a look at the melons. Oh, the melons are looking ripe. Have you thought of who you're invested in yet? Alien Resurrection?
I've decided I'm not invested in anybody in Alien Resurrection.
Okay.
Took all that time to figure that out.
Shall we move on?
Yeah. Is there any more to say about that film? Apart from this, obviously we don't like it.
The music? Joss Whedon didn't like the music either, right?
No, I don't remember anything about the music.
I like the theme. The one theme that came out of it, the opening theme. But that's it. It was very alien-esque. I say alien-esque. It was very Jerry Goldsmith.
Yeah. What do you think of the alien baby?
Oh, I was kind of hoping we weren't going to talk about
we have
this.
to talk about that. Allegedly, lots of women were complaining because when it was getting sucked out the window or the airlock or whatever,
yeah,
it was crying like a baby would cry, and that upset people.
Yeah, somebody said it was screaming mummy. One person that I knew said when he went to the cinema that I think this is true. Alien Resurrection was rushed before it actually was finished,
right? And
that they made decisions in the theatrical cut that were incomplete and not right. So whether when he went to the cinema they actually had a screening where the creature screamed "Mommy."
It wasn't mummy, it was money.
Money. Oh, yes. You nailed it, man. That's
Yeah.
clever stuff. Money!
Yeah,
money.
exactly. Apparently, the creature had both, in the design of it, had both male and female genitalia.
How did we see... Did we not see this?
No, apparently it was... They brushed it out.
What did it...
It looks like that.
Oh my gosh! We're going to have to throw that onto the website.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically waddling around with its junk. Are those genitals there?
I'm guessing so.
Those two white blobs. So you say
it's a dangerous place to put your testicles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not really a good spot. But so what we're saying is that it's actually walking around with its big front vagina and a penis.
Yeah. Belly
vagina. I mean, that's what when I was like 5 years old, I thought that's where vaginas were. Maybe this looks like a drawing from a 5-year-old who doesn't quite understand what genitalia is and where it goes.
He looks happy with himself though.
It doesn't.
I'm just reading here. The studio asked for it to be removed, and so the naughty bits were digitally
scrubbed out.
Yeah, isn't that a phrase you hear often?
Well, to be honest and fair, the studio were probably looking at that. Why didn't they just go as far as just to scrub out the whole creature itself? Because I think it was a ridiculous thing to have.
Yeah.
The problem with this whole film, and I think the rushing of the gestation period. I loved Alien because it had a nice, slow. When Kane gets the alien down in his throat, it gestates. It starts to grow. It grows fast enough for him to be out cold for a long time, and then he's having dinner and chest burster comes out, and then it does miraculously grow quite quickly.
Yeah, but it sheds its skin.
It sheds it.
That's great.
It grows fast enough, and then all of a sudden it's a big beast. So the growth spurt of this alien is quite phenomenal already. But then once we've gotten to Alien Resurrection, it doesn't. It just seems to just pop out. There it is, mommy. And I don't understand what the hell they were why they needed to have. I mean, to be honest, Sigourney Weaver and Ripley clone is the worst. Not even an anti-hero. Not even there's no heroic quality in that woman, in that character at all. It was a big mistake.
It was.
There's nothing. She does nothing in that film but cause problems. And just because she's horny, she ends up, I'm going to go have sex with an alien. I'm going to make it this much more worse for everybody.
Yeah.
And it just there's no reason for her. There's nothing good that could ever come out of Alien Resurrection. It's just a nasty, nasty film that a lot of good actors were involved in. A very good director was involved in. It should never have been, and it makes me angry.
I think we'll leave that on. We can leave that there now.
This relaxes me. I feel calm. I'm in a good place.
Kind of need to pee now.
What are we going to talk about now? What's next?
Oh.
Evolution-wise, what's next?
I suppose we'd have to talk about 2012 Prometheus.
I'm glad you didn't want to talk about... Oh, you can shut up now. I'm just going to have to turn it off. Okay. Are you sure, Prometheus? We're going to skip AVP?
7 days ago, one of my satellites over Antarctica discovered a pyramid.
Where exactly on the ice is this?
It's not on the ice. It's 2,000 feet under it. Let's make history.
Oh my God. Whoever built this pyramid believed in ritual sacrifice.
Did you hear that?
What was that thing?
What's going on?
Let's go!
What did you say this room was called?
Sacrificial chamber.
This story's all here. This whole thing was a trap.
They're not hunting us. We're in the middle of a war.
They're using us as bait.
You ugly son of a...
Yeah. Okay, Prometheus.
Go on, go on. AVP, Alien versus Predator, and Alien versus Predator, Predator, Requiem. Go on, tell me about them. The shit stain on the underpants of Alien.
Okay, let's have Sonic the Hedgehog music in the background.
Okay,
so here we go. Alien versus Predator. People wanted to play the game and they thought, oh wow, this is great, let's play this game. I can be a predator or I can be an alien. The studio thought, okay, it's working, this is a good test, we can see if they want a movie from this. Money! The money, okay, yeah, they love this game, they're playing it, they're really, really loving it. I tell you what, they're screaming for a film. Let's do it. Okay, who do we have to pay off to get the Predator? Us! Who do we have to pay off to get the Alien? Us! It's all coming from us, it's all our stuff, let's do it. Okay, who's directing? I don't care! Is Lance Henriksen available? Always! Always available! Lance Henriksen comes with he's actually frozen in store within 20th Century Fox should they ever need him. So let's get that funny guy from Trainspotting. He's great, Scottish, great. Let's do it. Who else? I don't know. I don't know who the rest of these people are. I can't remember
any of the characters or anything.
There's just him from Trainspotting, who I think is gloriously cast. And yeah, I don't really care about anybody else. I don't see the. Yeah, okay. So let's have predators. Let's have aliens. Let's create a mythos. Let's use the Egyptian mythology and create this whole idea that.
I remember pyramids. I do remember pyramids being
underground pyramids, of course, because that's where they're built. And the predators want it to be a big secret, so let's just put it on Earth.
In Alien, though, there was supposed to be pyramids in it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they go into a pyramid apparently. I've read that somewhere today, but they cut it out. They never used it.
Maybe
so it is in the mythology.
I think it's probably because of the Liberati.
Liberati. The Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
The all-seeing guy.
Yeah, that must be. It's probably because of the Illuminati connection. Probably not a good idea. Okay, so yeah, where am I? Oh yes, they have the interesting. They do have very good image design. The design specs for the actual film. The idea of having the chamber where the hosts are put onto the beds in a very similar fashion to the Prometheus.
Chamber. It has a very advertisement-like aesthetic to it.
Yeah,
it looks bright and
yes, yeah, and
you know what I mean.
Bright.
Well, yeah.
I just said yes, and I'm thinking, well, hang on a second.
No, I don't know. Colourful, right. I think, is the word about it.
Is it colourful?
I think so.
I thought it was just muted grey tones and.
I'm colourblind.
Have you got the right film?
Probably not. I might be thinking of Requiem. Is Requiem more colourful?
Okay, we will get to Requiem when we get to Requiem, mister.
Okay,
don't jump the gun.
All right, my friend.
Okay, but I'm nearly finished. I'm pretty much done.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, nice design. Interesting. They work the mechanics of getting all the of the hosts. Getting them all impregnated and then having the aliens released, and then the predators are supposed to hunt down the aliens because that's what they do. It's fun.
Yeah, it's
but
fun.
None of it makes sense.
No, terrible film.
It's a terrible.
It's worth noting though. I think it's in Predator 2 when he goes on the when Danny Glover. I forget his character's name. So
yes,
you see an alien skull, don't you, in his collection, in the Predator's collection.
So there is a.
It's there.
It's there, which. And I don't mind them playing with the idea of aliens and predators, but it has absolutely nothing to do with Alien. as far as I'm concerned, the Predator films are on their own. They're great. I enjoyed both Predator 1 and Predator 2.
I do. People have talked down about the second one, but I
love
really
the
enjoyed
second
it.
one. The second one was actually better than the first, as far as I'm concerned. And
Really?
I really enjoyed Danny Glover. Predator 2, I think I haven't seen
Let's
it in a
watch
long
Predator
time.
and Predator 2 and we can talk about that next time.
Yeah, let's do that. So
Yeah.
that's So, but at least we won't have to talk about AVP. We can just talk about those two nicely neat movies.
Yeah.
And then just But AVP 2, Requiem. Are you ready?
Go.
Some came after us. What came after? I don't know. Hold on.
The town is completely overrun. Fuck you!
The cat has
The cat's like, please, not Requiem. Anything but Requiem.
Anything but Requiem. Well, okay, at the end of Alien versus Predator, this is the exciting part. A Predator has a chest burster come out of its chest, and then it's called a Predator-Alien. That is, or an alien... Predator-Alien. They, I think they called it a Predalien in Requiem. That's what they went as far as to think that deep into what they were going to call it.
Really?
So what happens is that this Predalien causes havoc in the ship, and it crash lands on, you named it, planet Earth.
Oh.
Circa the 20th century.
We always get in the way, don't we?
Was it well, I'd say the 21st century, but I couldn't tell it was so dark. Now you thought that it was colourful. You might have been this might have been the colourful one. No. Alien Resurrection was the colourful one.
I might, yeah. Maybe I'm just mixing bad films together.
No, Dark Star was the colourful one. Okay.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah, right at the beginning. No, that was the psychedelic era that you missed. I think that was the opium talking. But Alien vs Predator 2 is such a waste of time. Such a waste of everything. They have a scene where they rip off Alien 3 poster with the alien going up right next to one of the characters. There's a whole scene of that. But they don't put any thought behind it. They just say, wasn't it cool when Sigourney Weaver was in that poster and the alien went straight to the side of the head and hissed and blah. And but the reason why it did that was because Ripley was carrying it.
Yeah, she had one.
So that wouldn't happen ever. The alien wouldn't just suddenly take a moment and go, "Oh, do you know what? It's a female. I'm going to sniff it and snarl." You know, it's doing it for no reason whatsoever. It's doing it because it's been done before. Characters in Alien versus Predator Requiem. Have you actually seen this movie?
I have seen it, yeah, but I just can't remember anything about it.
Exactly. Well, I think people die, and then
Is there pretty teenagers in it?
There's teenagers in it, because that's what we'll do. We'll have characters that are having problems, of course, in their lives, and they all decide to just run around at night, coping with their lives and running into aliens and predators, and dying one by one in swimming pools and things like that. I think there was a swimming pool.
They must have made money.
They made money, I think. I think they made a bit of money. Yeah.
Who would have gone watching it?
Fans of Alien vs Predator, the game.
Is that it?
And people who saw the first film and really, really, really wanted to know what. I don't know why Alien vs Predator was. I don't think they're making any more though.
No, and that's a good thing.
They made Predators, plural. But that I don't know if that's worth watching. I think maybe we ought to watch that as
I've
well.
seen that.
You have seen it?
I have seen Predators, yeah.
Oh, and is that on Earth?
No, the abduct, like talented, you got like murderers and thieves and people like that. They abduct them from Earth and put them on a planet it's like a jungle planet, really. Yeah, and then the Predators hunt them.
Okay,
it's kind of like the first film, really. It's enjoyable. It's okay. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not totally awful.
We can look at that as well next time. Yeah. But yeah, AVP 2 Requiem, it's just a big, dark, pointless, badly acted, badly performed, badly directed. I've had enough.
Okay, so you say you've had enough.
Yeah. Okay.
So as everyone wants to know, the space jockey in Alien.
Yes.
Where does he come from? We'll need someone to make a film about that.
Now, funnily enough, as a kid, I've always been wanting to write my own alien version of that story about where that alien jockey came from. And I actually drew my own characters based on our faces, and I actually had them looking like elephants.
Right.
I didn't think of the jockey being a suit,
right?
And that there being something. I actually thought that's what they looked like, and they were bigger, larger than life aliens. And I had a thing where, I don't know, I was just trying to really, really think about what that would be.
Yeah.
But I didn't really go very far.
Right.
So I failed. I guess somebody out there must be able to do it.
Well, did you get the film you wanted with Prometheus?
I was wrong. It was so wrong. I'm so sorry.
I'm letting go of the film that I wanted with Prometheus.
Okay.
I left that behind in the cinema when I went to go and see it. I wanted to actually know... Okay, basically, in a nutshell, I wanted to know where the space jockey came from. I wanted to know where it was going to pick up these aliens, and I kind of guessed that it would be picking up various different other species, kind of like the Flight of the Navigator, where you've kind of got a farm of different species, and I was kind of thinking that maybe one of them would have been human, and that in kind of like Predators, that they would have been taken from Earth, and maybe that was going to be the only way that you could actually have humans involved in the story, because you'd have to have humans involved in a story if you're going to do a story about the space jockey, even though technically they weren't discovered until Dallas, and until the Nostromo came upon it. So I could never understand how Prometheus, as it was, could have actually happened before Alien.
Right. Okay. Because I think the film starts remarkably well. I loved the visuals at the very beginning, the waterfall. And
that was in Iceland, that was.
Really?
Yeah, it exists in Iceland, that whole location.
Wow.
Wasn't CGI.
Yeah, well, the person wasn't CGI either. That's an actual person.
They found him also in Iceland.
Did they?
Yeah, he was just roaming around the hills, couldn't speak a word of English. So, beautiful visuals to begin with. And it did have a lot of promise, right?
Yeah, I think it did. I was very excited to watch the film, but it just... cliched characters.
Ragtag. It was ragtag characters.
Yeah.
When they set everybody up on the chairs to sit in front of the presentation that was about to be delivered, all I can think of was aliens.
Yeah.
Grunts. And that they nailed every single stereotype again.
Yeah.
But what bugs me, there's a few things that bug me about Prometheus, and they still bug me even though I've watched it. I've watched it about 5 times because I am desperately trying to find something, and I am changing my opinion as I'm watching it. There are things that I'm holding on to. There's things that I'm letting go of. But the fact that she says it herself, Charlize Theron's character. See, I don't even care about names.
No,
they're just actors playing characters. It was $1 trillion mission. Okay.
Well, Cat's not happy about that.
It was $1 trillion mission. And are you saying that by 2089 the best people that they can get are
The fools that are in that film.
The fools that are and the unprofessional, the lack of, and I'm going to go straight to him. The meteorologist.
Yeah. Who is he? Is he a meteorologist, geologist?
Well, he claims to love rocks.
Yeah, but he has no interest in rocks and alien planets.
He lands there with everybody else. He sees a planet. I mean, if I was brand new on this mission, going to a planet that I've never been to, and I am in this field, I would be giggling with excitement. I'd be like, "Oh, I can't wait!" He didn't even have equipment with him or anything that resembled, "Oh, I want to collect rock samples. I'm gonna write a book about this. This is gonna be amazing."
But he just complains. He's terrified of everything.
I'm just here for the money. I don't care. Why would they hire him if he is only in it for the money? And what is he there to do other than, I mean, how did that interview come across when they said, okay, we need you? Said, well, I don't care what you want me to do, I just like rocks, I'm just in it for the money. Perfect. I don't get why
he doesn't need to be there.
It doesn't need to have, they don't need that character. They only have that character because they need to have these colourful personality characters coming through. And they're just reaching back to the previous films to kind of, okay, we need to have... Is there a butch girl in this? No, there's no butch girl.
Yeah, we need a butch girl.
Okay, let's put Charlize Theron in there as our sex kitten. Lack in personality. Why is she in there again? No reason. Okay, there's no reason for her to be there. There's no reason for the geologist to be there. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no reason for
her boyfriend in it. Does he need to?
He doesn't need to be there either. No,
because these characters are put in there just so later on in the film something can happen to them.
And Wayland, there's no need for Wayland to be there.
Doesn't need to be there. No,
they don't need. I mean,
Wayland wouldn't go. He wouldn't risk himself. If the reason for this is
he's obsessed with being immortal.
I know, yeah, but if you're immortal, don't put yourself in danger. If you want to be immortal, send someone else out there to get it and bring it back to you.
To at least, I mean, they don't know it's dangerous at this stage, and they get David to just talk to him at the end, and he's like, "Oh, fuck you, rip your head off." And that's it. They don't even. I mean, if it was that important, then they would have actually just tranquilized him on the spot, put him in a chamber, and just did whatever they needed to do. They wouldn't just stand there in front of him with all their balls dangling from their bodies, ready to be ripped out.
I'm not ready to leave the geologist alone yet.
Why?
Because you know what I'm going to talk about. Right? He's terrified of everything.
Rocks.
He moans, he's scared of everything, but that scene when that snake-like creature comes out of the water,
him and his buddy,
him and his friend, dude, look, he's playing with it. He's like,
it's like a child.
You're so beautiful. Look at it. If I'm on an alien planet and something that looks like a snake comes out of some water, I'd be going in the opposite direction, my friend.
Especially when I've been complaining and moaning about the fact that they shouldn't be there.
Yeah,
in the first place.
It makes no sense.
You know what that scene reminds me of? That scene's right out of Jurassic Park.
It is.
When the guy goes up to the dinosaur, who he thinks is a beautiful, pretty dinosaur, that all of a sudden turns into this venomous... If that guy had actually seen Jurassic Park, then he probably would have thought, hang on, I've seen this. This happened before. I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
But why did they need to do that? It was a throwaway idea. It obviously wasn't in the same script that the lines were, that I don't want to be here, I'm scared, I'm terrified, I don't like dead bodies, I don't like aliens, I'm interested in rocks, I'm interested in I think he was a biologist, wasn't he?
Is that what it was, a biologist?
I think he was a biologist, because they put those two together all the time, and I think that,
But the only reason for that bit is so the snake thing, they can cut it and it bleeds acid. All right, so that's where.
But they could have done that. They could have done that without going, "Hello, pretty thing. Hello, come here." They could have been scared and terrified and still have the same scene.
That would have been fine. This thing comes out, they start running away, and then that's after them. That actually would have been good. That would have been scary.
Yeah.
And then this horrible snake-like creature manages to get them. And there's this gory death scene.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? But but no, they had to build their characters to be these obnoxious or just pointless characters that were going to be killed off anyway. And they had the token Scottish person in there as well.
They did.
They didn't have any French or Italian or anybody who was... they're either American or they're Scottish, because I think that probably they liked that character in AVP, so they thought, let's have another Scottish person who...
Or Swedish. There's a Swedish person in there. Is
No.
she meant to be Swedish in the film?
She's actually English.
She's supposed to be English?
She's not supposed to be Ripley's grandmother or any relation to Ripley, but she does look like Ripley.
She does.
I don't think Ridley Scott makes any apologies for picking her because she has the Ripley appeal. But yeah, she's a Swedish actress. She was in the Swedish versions of the
Girl with Dragon Tattoo.
The tattoos, and
she's really good in them.
And yeah,
they're really good films.
And at the beginning of those movies, she didn't speak a word of English.
That is amazing.
So I'd like to think that for her money, as an actress, she does a great job, considering her background, considering where she's from. If she was a native English actress, I probably would have been a little bit disappointed. She was coming across a little bit EastEnders in some of those moments. But because of her origin and her ability to be that so convincingly, coming from a Swedish background, she's going to go far. She's good.
Yeah.
She can hold on to the Prometheus stories and do well, but I want to see significant growth by the time Prometheus 2 comes along. But I'm still not done with Prometheus 1 yet. Medical. I need to get this thing out of me.
Yeah.
I need to get this thing out of me.
It's funny because when they mention it, that machine
at the beginning.
Yeah.
What are we going to use this for?
You've got one of these things that... What is it? It mends you, doesn't it?
Yeah, why do we need this exactly? And she goes,
just think, oh...
But what are they looking for? The origin of
humanity, because that's obviously what the beginning is, isn't it? It's saying they're the architects, that's what they're called. So we have come from them. Or the engineers, not architects.
Yeah, the engineers.
The architect was in Matrix, and he was crap.
Engineers, that's it. That's what they're called.
So the idea, obviously, they've created us, and now they've created something else to kill us.
Yes.
Why?
I think they were just traders of arms, of biological weapons. I think that's all they were, and that's what I wanted them to be.
Right.
That the space jockey was simply transporting all these things, maybe to sell to the predators. I don't know. No, scratch that. I just made that up. But no, they were just transporting, like Flight of the Navigator. They just go from planet to planet, picking up all these biological species, and then they sell them on, or what they do, whatever they need to do.
But they don't know, because they created us. They made us.
But then why do they need to have all these different biological entities and group and gloop and things? Why? What's their plan? What's their goal? To go to Earth and repopulate Earth?
That seems to be what it was. They created us, and then they created this.
They're going to destroy us.
And they're going to destroy. Is that just a like?
That's what they say. That's not what the aliens are saying at all.
But when what's the robot called in it? David. When when David's looking, he's in that sort of control room. He finds out where they're heading, doesn't he? And it comes up, and it's
and he assumes what they're doing. Everything is assumed in this movie. Nothing is actually it's only speculation that they're going to go and destroy Earth. And she goes all nuts at the engineer, saying, "Why are you trying to kill us all?" And the engineer's probably just going,
"I just woke up, mate.
I just woke up. I've got a job to do. Oh God, it's like an infestation of these weird things here. I'm just going to get rid of them. I'm going to Earth because Earth girls are easy, I guess. I don't know why I'm going to Earth. Maybe it's just a holiday destination. Maybe he's just passing through. Maybe it's just a spot on his map where he's just going to see where he needs to go next. They're only assuming that they're going there to destroy. So yeah, I think it's just full of assumptions on all the characters' parts. But again, it's its own film. It's not meant to be Alien.
Yeah, I think Ridley's gone to say that in Prometheus 2 there'll be no xenomorphs in it.
he's not doing what George Lucas is doing in trying to please everybody. He's just trying to please his, he's got his own ideas, and
that's just what's strange, because he's proven a fantastic director and writer.
Yes,
and
visual artist.
Yeah, how did he do that? Prometheus. He's an intelligent guy. Ideas don't make sense. Characters are just badly drawn.
But why couldn't he have done this sooner? Why did he have to wait until the whole franchise was completely ruined? I say ruined. It was every single film is his own film. Nothing follows on from the other, as far as I'm concerned. They're all just stories about that have aliens in them, and maybe sometimes Ripley, depending on where you look at it. But why didn't he just do this as soon as Alien was... I mean, sequels just weren't the thing, though, back in 1979.
Well, something I want you to talk about before we finish this is the film that should have been made.
Alien Isolation.
Yes.
I'm Samuels. I work for the company. It's about your mother. We think we may have found her, Amanda.
Alien Isolation has just come out as a game, and the guys who are making this, who have made this game, they should be the filmmakers. They should be filmmakers because they've gone back to the original film. They've basically done... This is what I want Ridley to do. Forget that all the other films exist. Forget that there's anything else out there, and just look at Alien as the blueprint. They have brought to the forefront the character of Amanda Ripley, who is Ripley's daughter, who we know nothing about. So this story that they've created could be very, very plausible, that she's actually out there looking for her mother. The visual style of this game is purely Alien. Everything in there, right to the CCTV cameras, the screenshots have all been done in the traditional way, using VHS, Betamax, all of the original, as if the game was actually visualized in 1979 and then just kind of put on as a digital. So they didn't actually just digitize anything. Everything is kind of a real raw sense of how the original film looked. And the film is the game is basically similar to Alien, where she's on this station that is obviously got a xenomorph on board, and she's just trying to find out the truth about the Nostromo, where it is, and why wasn't that ever thought about back in the day? Why did they need to take the Alien franchise on such a stupid, crazy ride? I mean, they just left. I mean, everything was set up. I mean, in Aliens, they really set up Amanda Ripley. They didn't do that in Alien. It was Aliens that did that. So they could have easily have just slipped right into that storyline from that. Alien 3 wouldn't have existed. I mean, David Fincher would have been really good at doing an Alien
would have made a great
Isolation film, setting it right back in the days.
This game, I'm guessing, is going to be huge. It's going to be very popular.
It is, but it also has the problem that a lot of gamers are complaining because there's nothing to do other than just opening doors. It's a simulation as far as I'm concerned. It's not an action game. They're not running around shooting each other all the time. And there are little puzzles. The guys from Red Letter Media actually did review it, and they said that they spent about 3 hours just trying to figure out how to open doors. But that's because the game is based in the reality that it is supposed to be, and they're committing to it. They're not just going to say, okay, well now we need to have a peak, so let's have an action sequence. They're sticking to what they believe it should look like, and that is Alien, the film.
Hats off to them. So if this game becomes popular, do you think there's a chance that some big fat Hollywood exec will turn it into a film?
They did it with Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
They haven't done it with The Last of Us, which I'm surprised at, because The Last of Us is probably one of the most impressive games that I have seen. They haven't done it with Grand Theft Auto, to be fair. All these games are huge games, but they're not making those into films. Yet. Yeah, give or take. I mean, the thing
they
is...
did Need for Speed, didn't they?
Need for Speed, was that a game?
I think it was.
Oh, Turbo, yeah, something to do with, Tokyo Drift and all that kind of rubbish. But yeah, Alien Isolation is one of those things. When I looked at it, I thought, why isn't this the canon thread of Alien? Why did all this other stuff happen? Why did Resurrection even happen? How did 20th Century Fox let all of this go so far, so badly? And
we don't have the answers.
Even Ridley Scott has made Prometheus set in the year 2089, before Alien. It's set before the events in Alien. Why does it look so much more futuristic?
Well, they'll argue that point, saying that the Nostromo was just a mining ship, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's how they'll get away with that.
And these guys are obviously rich and super.
Yeah.
Trillion. This is $1 trillion. That was kind of like that was just grunt money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can.
That's the way they'd argue it, because then you could say, well, Aliens.
Yeah.
Is still, it doesn't look as great as Prometheus.
But that's corporate, though. That's corporate. They're all smoking in that movie as well.
Yeah, so there's ways around it.
Nobody's smoking in Prometheus. I've noticed that there's nobody kind of just really chunking on a cigar.
The clean cut, all American image.
Yeah, but it just doesn't feel like it is in the Alien world. Prometheus kind of jumps out as just being too futuristic for me.
Yeah.
Which, that's kind of what. I don't know how they're going to call it Prometheus 2.
Yeah, because the ship blew up.
The ship. I'm guessing that they're using the name Prometheus as a form of symbolism, but why would they name the ship Prometheus? I wish that the Scottish woman had it was actually her ship and she called it the Ramsay Nesbitt, because that would have been an awful title for this film.
The Ramsay Nesbitt.
Ramsay Nesbitt. Oh
god.
But yeah, Prometheus, we don't know where it's going to go, but obviously she's on a mission to find all the other engineers and destroy them all so that they don't go to Earth.
Is it to destroy them, or is it to just find out where...
She wants to understand them first. But which, she's just going to stand there in front of them all and start having a, why? Why? What have you done to me?
In English.
And
they'll all understand.
But she's got David to translate still. David's still there.
Yes, David's still there. Yeah, he's head.
But it makes me wonder, can they survive with just... Can the story actually survive with just two characters, or are they going to end up on another Prometheus ship, Prometheus 2, with a load more grunts? Are they going to do the same thing again?
Who knows? We will find out. When's it coming? 2017, is it due out?
Well, they finished the motorway works around the corner in 2017, and I think the next one comes out in 2016.
Right,
so
okay.
We'll still be stuck in heavy traffic until we find the answer.
Well, let's hope Ridley can sort himself out and make a decent film.
I'm going to have a 2-year-old by the time this movie's done.
You are. But the motorway still won't be fixed.
So there we go. I mean, I can't believe how long we've actually...
We've got a lot. We've had to put a lot of films into that. So
yeah. Are you happy with the franchise, or is it just? Are we just going to let it be, and let everything just?
It's steadily got worse, hasn't it, since '78?
Yeah.
The Alien films. By no fault of the directors, I don't think. But Alien is the pinnacle. It's the best one to me.
That is 20th Century Fox's biggest achievement.
Yeah, I know a lot of people prefer Aliens, but I prefer that style of film. Yeah. I prefer that style of film to an action film anyway.
I prefer to have it creep up on me and for me to be sucked in rather than just kind of being at arm's length the whole time, as Aliens does keep you at arm's length.
Alien versus Predator, they're just cashing films just for money. There's no artistic integrity in there. It's awful.
But I think 20th Century Fox have a lot to answer for what could have been a really good series if they'd actually knuckled down, gotten the Prometheus stories done earlier, gotten the alien isolation guy to go back in time and pitch the idea of Amanda Ripley. That would have been a really nice way of doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't think any franchise is safe.
Unfortunately not.
I can't think of a single franchise, and probably by the next one I'm going to try and think of a perfect franchise.
Okay, I think we should leave it there.
That's it.
Okay, well, thank you for staying with us this long.
It'll be edited down. I'll cut all the purring that Andy does. And I still haven't watched Guardians of the Galaxy. Thus concluding the Superhero Conundrum episode part 2.
Yeah, you will. It's 24th, I think the 24th of November is out on Blu-ray. You're watching it, my friend. Okay.
Well,
because it's fantastic.
We'll see.
Right.
So we're going to end this podcast, and thank you very much for listening. Keep tuning in, because we're going to keep on doing this.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not.
Alright, thanks, bye.
Signing off, bye-bye.
Benson, Arizona, the warm wind through your hair. My body flies the galaxies, my heart longs to be there. Benson, Arizona, the same stars in the sky, but they seem so much kinder when we watch them, you and I.
Now, Bomb, consider this next question very carefully.
Liquid storage bags! You will never get caught short again, thanks to liquid storage bags!
Here you get 8, that's right, 8 bags in which you can store your very own liquid items.
Bag on sold separately, liquid not included.
The attractive cardboard box is easy to open.
With each wonderfully transparent, durable, and easily accessible.
Ready to go! That's right, when you've got to go,
liquid storage bags are there for you! Liquid storage bags?
That's right!
Liquid storage bags!
They're sleek, sturdy, and stylish. And what's more, you can write all the information you need right there on the bag, where the space is provided.
Warning, do not write on liquid storage bags. Liquid storage bags cannot be found in any store, by phone, or online.
So you know that liquid storage bags are the product for you.
And only you.
What's it called?
Liquid storage bags.
Ah, yeah!
Liquid storage bags.